Hey guys, what's up, man? This is the Bull. How you all doing? So happy to be back home. Had a wonderful, wonderful time in London and Paris. We went all over the place. Just fantastic time. But I'm happy to be home now. I got home last night about 11 o'clock p.m. When I got home, it was much later than that. And the first thing I did is I ran out to my garden. However, when I left, I know that little Kim had some kits, like a couple of weeks beforehand, before I left, and the kits at that point of time had started poking their heads out their burrows because this is a colony setting how I keep my rabbits. And they started poking their heads out their burrow, so I knew I was going to have some type of problem with them maybe running out of the rabbitry area. When I got back last night and I came over to the rabbitry area, I had bunnies running all over my yard outside of the rabbitry. But when they saw me, they all kind of darted back toward the rabbitry and went in to the rabbitry. And what happened was, when I first installed the fencing on my rabbitry area, I didn't take into consideration them getting through the fencing. Now what happened was, I put up this 2-inch by 3-inch. So let me show you over here. Matter of fact, look at this little bunny. See the little bunny running back in? Because I still haven't finished taking care of this issue. Now, what I did was I had installed, see right up on top, it's 2-inch by 3-inch. Now that'll keep in bunnies after they're about a month and a half, 2 months. Then they won't be able to squeeze through it. But what's going on is, these bunnies are only a couple weeks old, and they're out running around, getting out of the rabbitry and all this and that. I think she had about either 8 or 10. I can't tell because, again, she had them in the burrows. Now what I'm doing today is, last night, well, there's not too much I could do. I just left, I know I had a problem. So anyway, I got up early this morning, and I'm installing this 1/2-inch mesh on the bottom part of the the 2 by 3-inch mesh, so that way they won't be able to get through. So that's what I'm doing this morning. And that's one of the bunnies that were from one of the previous litters. And you can see they're much bigger. They're much bigger. They can't get through. So I'm installing this 1/2-inch mesh, and as you can see, here's one of the little teeny babies right there next to his mom. That's little Kim. But let me see. We'll see if he run away. But that's one of the little babies right there, and they'll be in and out, running through here and stuff like that. So there's not too much I can do until I get this mesh put up. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting this mesh put up, and get back with you all in a minute once I finish. Actually, before I do that, I want to show you something that's very scary and horrifying. I was as I was putting this mesh up, I happened to take a glance outside of the rabbitry into the open area over here of the garden, and I see a pile of fur. And so I walk over, and it looks like it's a rabbit. It looks like it's a rabbit, and it appears to look just like Pookie's fur. Pookie's okay because Pookie's over there in the rabbitry. So I don't know. I mean, because if I look at the baby bunnies, they're not that big. So I was wondering if it was a dead cat. But then looking at it real closely, I could see like the back. Let me see if I can get down in here. See if you can see these right here in the back look just like, I mean, that's a bunny. And actually, it looks just like Pookie's fur. Same color, the black in him and a little bit of the reddish, just like Pookie. But the thing about it is that none of the baby bunnies that I currently have would be that size. I mean, all the baby bunnies that I had in the past, well, prior to these ones, are all sold except the 2 white ones that I have left. So I don't know where that bunny came from. I mean, I know I have burrows and everything like that here, but I mean, the bunnies, once they get to a certain size, they don't stay in the burrows. They only dart off into the burrows for safety. Normally they're outside laying up on top. Even the little bunnies now that are getting a little bit bigger, they kind of stay out a little bit. They're still young, so they dart off into, they're always kind of in the burrows hanging around and stuff like that. But they do come out and hang out. As you can see, they're running all over the place. So I'm kind of, it's mysterious. I don't know where that bunny of that size came from. It's definitely not a wild rabbit, So here's my Pookie right there. Even though that one over there has kind of like a blue tint in him, so I don't know. I don't think he's one of my bunnies, but he sure does look like the back legs look like the bunny legs and stuff like that. So I don't know. So anyway, let me go ahead and get my rabbitry area here secure. Keep these little baby bunnies from look at that one. See him running over there? So I'm gonna go ahead and secure this here so that I don't have a problem with my bunnies. All right, so I have finished off putting in this 1/2-inch mesh throughout the rabbitry. That way my little bunnies cannot escape. It was so funny, a little while ago I was watching them trying to go to their location where they was escaping from, and they were like, oh, what's going on here? You've been tagged, brother. You can't get out no more. So the little bunnies cannot get out of the rabbitry any longer. The only thing I got left to do, that I like to do, since especially now that I seen that bunny out there. I mean, where else can that bunny come from? That had to be one of my bunnies from some time ago. Now, unless this bunny been roaming around my property and I hadn't seen him and he had, dug a new burrow out there or something like that. But it kind of seems like a young caucus. And, that a bunny that size would definitely want to be in his colony still with, younger, with his parents, I would say. I mean, he's not that big of a caucus. However, he could have been pushed out by these 2 right here. These 2 are the queens up in here, the 2 moms, especially the red one, little Kim. She's the boss up in here, and if she don't want you around, she'll put you in a corner real quick. So anyway, but so my next step to do here in the rabbitry is I'm going to be putting up. I'm gonna run some of that that bird netting from the top of the fence. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a string. I'm gonna put one here that's maybe about 10 feet tall in the center, and I'll run strings from this side of the fence to that other side of the fence and make like an arch. And then I'll run a few more lines, and then I'll put the netting over that. That way it'll it'll, you know, I'll have some support for it to stay up in the air. And then I'll just bring it down. I'll bring it down the sides over here into the front of the mesh wire that's in the front. And I'll strap it all in. That way the rabbits will be completely secure from the elements of outside predators. So that's the next step to do. It was really sad to see that carcass over there. I know it's a bunny. It's got to be a bunny. The legs and all that appear to be a bunny, the same color as my bunnies. But however, that bunny is not one of the new bunnies that were running around now, because I think she had either 8 or 10, and they're all small still. Let me see if I can, actually I already videoed one, so you can kind of see the difference between that carcass and these little baby bunnies. That carcass is much bigger. But anyway, until next time, I'll talk to you all soon. Look at this one. Look at this one here. She is totally knocked out. I had to show you this before I ended the video. She's totally knocked out. That's what you call being very relaxed, being very happy in your home. She's very happy here in her enclosure and home, stuff like that. So she's very happy. Look at her. She's dreaming. And over there, way down at the end, you can see one of the little baby bunnies. And he's kind of upset he can't get through that mesh wire any longer. Trying to keep you safe, little guy.